7. Miraculous truths revealed. How your words can lead to divine deliverance or sacred betrayal. In the heart of St. Jude's urban parish, where faith breathed like a living entity, miracles danced just beneath the surface of daily life. The sanctuary glowed softly, its light spilling over joyful faces and reverent hearts alike. Here, every prayer echoed like a heartbeat, promising divine intervention through the power of spoken words. For Sarah, a devoted single mother, this sanctuary was not just a place of worship. It was the lifeline tethering her to hope, especially as her son Jacob, just 15, fought a rare illness that seemed insurmountable. One fateful evening, surrounded by warm hymns, Sarah clung to her pastor's words. They spiraled through her heart like a dove taking flight. "Declare God's promises over Jacob's life," he encouraged, with radiant eyes that seemed to glimpse the very gates of heaven. Sarah's heart resonated with this truth, her every utterance steeped in fervent faith, as though her words alone could reach into the heavens and resurrect hope. However, doubt crept in, sharp as a winter chill. Amanda, her skeptical neighbor, pierced through the fabric of Sarah's peace with her jeering voice. "How can you be so sure your words will bring healing?" Amanda scoffed, her laughter like a gavel sealing a fate Sarah feared might become real. The seeds of doubt took root in the soil of her heart, sprouting wild and unyielding, challenging everything she once believed. Desperation drove her to explore questionable treatments, each one leading to another disappointment. Each setback preying upon her shaking faith, leaving her spirit shackled and alone. It felt as though the comfort of St. Jude's, once vibrant with the shared prayers of fellow believers, turned into a silent witness to her struggle. Then one night, as Sarah sat in her dimly lit living room, her heart heavy with turmoil, everything changed. A warmth enveloped her, so profound that it felt like the embrace of eternity. Slowly, a gentle figure, luminous and ethereal, took shape before her. "Remember the power of your tongue," it whispered, radiating peace that calmed the tempest within her spirit. "For life and death are held within your words." With those words, a spark ignited inside her, a rekindling of faith she thought had extinguished. Fueled by this divine encounter, Sarah grasped the Bible lying nearby, her anchor in storms. She rose with newfound strength, her spirit roaring, ready to reclaim the sacred promises whispered in St. Jude's. As she joined the community in prayer once more, her declarations flowed like rivers of living water, each word pregnant with expectancy, inviting heaven to sweep down and intervene. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. With every declaration, it felt as if the atmosphere thickened with divine expectancy, a tangible energy swirling around the congregation. Tears glistened in the eyes of the faithful, their whispers merging into a symphony of hope and anticipation. Could the impossible truly shatter the veil of reality? Could faith wield a power strong enough to usher in miracles? As Sarah's voice rose, trembling with fervor, the air crackled, charged with the electricity of possibility, inviting the heavens to beckon down and breathe life into her son once again. Her heart raced with each prayer, each declaration echoing with unyielding faith, leaving the community perched on the precipice of divine manifestation, waiting for miracles to unfold. As the final notes of their prayer hung in the air, a silence settled over the congregation, thick with a shared breath of expectancy. Sarah's heart was a drum, beating loudly with a mix of hope and anxiety. In that moment, she sensed the communion of spirits joining her, lifting her words deeper into the realm where miracles breathed. "Lord, hear our voices," she cried, her tone piercing the stillness. "Every promise you have spoken, I declare it. Jacob will rise, and he will live." The congregation murmured in agreement, hearts beating in sync with her declaration. Each utterance felt like bold strokes of light, illuminating the darkness that had crept too close for comfort. Ministers gathered around her, laying hands on her trembling shoulders. The weight of their collective faith pressed upon her, infusing her spirit with warmth like sun spilling over a winter landscape. They prayed fervently, their voices harmonizing in a beautiful tapestry of faith and assurance. In that sacred space, doubt began to wane, retreating like shadows before dawn. "Your words, Sarah," whispered Pastor John, his voice steady and calming. "They are arrows of God's will aimed at the heart of this illness. Speak boldly." Nodding, Sarah closed her eyes, envisioning Jacob. She could see him laughing, joyous and healthy, radiant in the affection of life. "I claim healing for Jacob. I claim strength for his body and comfort for our hearts," she proclaimed, each word leaping from her lips like fire. But then, a flicker of doubt came creeping in, and she squeezed her eyes tighter. Amanda's laughter echoed in her mind, a stark reminder of skepticism's heavy grip. The struggle to cast aside that nagging voice was palpable. "God, grant me the courage to believe," Sarah cried silently, desperately reaching for the embrace of divine certainty. In that stillness, Sarah felt the cool breeze of reassurance wash over her, as if angels were whispering into her ears. "Trust in the process, dear heart," the luminous figure from her vision said again, imprinted firmly in her spirit. "Every word spoken in faith carries weight beyond this world." As days turned into weeks, Sarah saw change take form in Jacob. He attended therapy sessions with renewed vigor and often spoke about his dreams, teasing thoughts of adventure that made Sarah's heart swell with hope. The doctors were cautious, but noted improvements that defied their earlier forecasts. "Whatever you're doing, keep it up," the lead physician remarked with a quizzical smile. Sarah often returned to St. Jude's, bathed in the light of community prayers. With every gathering, she felt the divine power crystallizing around her faith, forming a shield against despair. Yet sometimes her heart would quiver. What if it was merely a temporary shift? Would the shadows resurface, haunting her once more? Then one serene evening, as she prayed alone in the sanctuary, a gentle glow enveloped her spirit once more. "Your faith has sown seeds," came the whisper, echoing in the stillness. "But are you ready to water them? Are you ready for the harvest?" Those words rooted themselves in her soul, awakening a deeper understanding. The journey of faith wasn't just about the immediacy of miracles. It was about nourishment, patience, and the soul's resolve to trust through every twist and turn. The daunting question loomed: was her faith prepared for the long haul? And as Sarah pondered the weight of such a commitment, the air around her began to shimmer with divine mystery, sealing the moment with a promise of revelation yet to unfold. The days passed as a whirlwind of hope, each one bringing Sarah closer to a truth she couldn't yet grasp fully. Her prayers felt like whispers in a world where she longed for thunderous answers. Still, with every visit to Jacob, the changes seemed to shimmer brighter. His laughter mingled with the sound of progress. Even his doctors recognized the vitality returning to him. Yet, doubt lingered, casting an odd shadow in her heart. She recalled the words that floated like fragile petals in her mind. "Are you ready to water them?" How could she nurture a faith that sometimes wavered like a flickering candle against a strong wind? One evening, as the setting sun painted the sky with strokes of gold and crimson, Sarah ventured back to St. Jude's. In this hallowed space, under the familiar arches and amidst the rustling whispers of prayer, she felt the weight of the congregation's love envelop her. They all were walking a shared path, supporting each other through the valleys of uncertainty. Her heart swelled, and suddenly, the burdens felt lighter. "Sister Sarah," an elder woman said, her voice a soothing balm, "do you feel how we are all one in this? Every prayer, every word of encouragement, it binds us in this divine tapestry. You aren't alone." Sarah nodded, tears pooling in her eyes. "I want to believe," she confessed, her voice catching, "but sometimes it feels so heavy. Faith, dear one, is like a seed. It needs to be watered with hope. It needs light and a little time, the woman replied, her gaze steady. Remember, even the strongest trees were once tiny seedlings. As the conversations wound through faith and resilience, Sarah breathed in the truths that seemed like whispers from heaven. Encouraged, she returned home that night, feeling a divine nudge urging her to write down her thoughts. She opened her journal and poured out her heart, capturing the joyful moments she had shared with Jacob and the hopes that flickered in the darkness. In those pages, she felt a burgeoning clarity. She realized that nurturing her faith didn't solely hinge on the miraculous improvements in Jacob. It also blossomed from gratitude, from remembering every small victory, and from the quiet evenings spent in prayer. Lord, thank you for every step, every little shimmer of hope, she wrote, her spirit igniting as the words flowed. Days turned into weeks, and soon a profound lesson began to unfold. Each time she shared her journey with others, how she saw God's hand in even the simplest of moments, she recharged her own faith. Conversations became spiritual exchanges, building bridges toward collective hope. Sarah became a beacon, brightening the lives of friends who were also struggling in quiet desperation. On one particular afternoon, as Sarah was preparing for an upcoming prayer meeting, she received a call. It was from Jacob's doctor. Turning her heart anxious, she answered. Sarah, the doctor began, we need to talk about your brother's treatment. There's been an unexpected development. The words hung in the air, thick with potential meaning, and a wave of uncertainty washed over her. Had the tide of healing shifted? Had her faith been enough? Her heart raced, and all the nurturing faith she had cultivated now felt fragile, like a web on the verge of breaking. Lord, she whispered as she clasped her hands tightly, I trust in your plan, even now. And just as those words escaped her lips, she felt the promise of something monumental approaching. It pushed against the walls of her understanding, waiting to burst forth. What could it mean for Jacob? What was the unexpected revelation that God had in store? As she wrestled with those questions, Sarah knew one thing. The fullness of faith often walked hand in hand with uncertainty, and sometimes it was in the cracks of doubt where the most powerful light could shine through. The next morning came with a soft glow spilling through Sarah's bedroom window, illuminating the shadows of doubt that clung to her heart. She sat on the edge of her bed, the phone still warm in her hand, and fought the urge to retreat into despair. These were moments when faith felt like a tightrope, and she found herself balancing between fear and trust. Help me, Lord, she breathed, clutching her journal to her chest. Show me what you want me to see. Her thoughts churned. Jacob's name echoed like a heartbeat within her. What was this unexpected development? Could it be another challenge, another storm to weather? Or perhaps, just perhaps, an opening for deeper healing? With determination fresh in her spirit, Sarah dressed and walked into the kitchen. The smell of fresh coffee filled the air, a little comfort for her soul. She sat at the table, flipping through her journal. The pages were filled with prayers, snippets of hope, and the whispers of her heart. As she wrote anew, her spirit began to unfurl. Every day is a blessing. Every word I share bears fruit, she noted, her pen flying as though guided by unseen hands. Later, the prayer meeting began to gather momentum, the room buzzing with voices uplifted in shared purpose. Her heart raced as she faced the congregation, but she knew the community surrounding her was fortified by love. We are all here for one another, she announced, her voice steady. Our prayers don't just touch the heavens, they ignite the earth beneath our feet. Laughter broke out, followed by solemn nods of understanding. They were a tapestry woven together through shared trials. As she spoke, the message she carried transformed within her. The experience of her doubts and her resurgence of hope became a thread connecting her to everyone present. With each word she offered, she felt those barriers crumble, replaced by a deep sense of unity. And if we can rejoice in the small victories, we can weather any storm together. Just as Sarah's words were met with cheers and nods, her phone buzzed again. It was Jacob's doctor. Gathering her courage, she stepped into the hallway, the spirit of divine anticipation almost overwhelming her senses. She answered quickly, her heart racing in rhythm with her breath. "Sarah," the doctor's voice sounded both urgent and gentle. "I wanted to tell you we've had a breakthrough. We found a treatment that's showing remarkable results in similar cases. Jacob may benefit significantly." For a moment, the world around her blurred. Could it be? Hope danced before her like a mirage, shimmering yet near. "Wait, does this mean—" she stammered, disbelief and joy intertwining in her chest. "It means we are hopeful, and with some prayers and support things could improve," the doctor replied, and Sarah felt tears stinging her eyes. "Thank you, Lord," Sarah exclaimed, her voice a whisper of awe. "I knew you had something hidden in the shadows." As she returned to the meeting, she could hardly contain the news. The excitement was electric. Faith suddenly felt much more tangible and close. Sharing the revelation with the group, they erupted into spontaneous praise, clapping, and joyful shouts. "Can you feel the presence of the miraculous?" someone shouted, raising their hands to the heavens. "Yes," Sarah proclaimed, joy swelling within her chest. "But let us remember this journey is filled with twists. Sometimes, while waiting and trusting, we find our real power in the words we speak and the strength of our community." And in that moment, Sarah understood. Every prayer, every word filled the room with palpable energy to draw them closer to God's plans. She began to see how pivotal her voice had become, how it now resonated within and beyond their gatherings. As the meeting drew to a close, Sarah paused, letting the silence settle around her. The joy mingled with an echo of gravity. A thought flickered to life, igniting wonder within her. What if this breakthrough is just the beginning? In her heart, she held the gentle reminder that faith often needs to be ignited anew, stirred to life. Together they had touched the divine, and she felt a thrilling pulse of drastic possibilities swirling above them. Drawing in a slow, steady breath, Sarah smiled, her heart dancing in sync with hope. But standing at the threshold of miracles, she found herself baffled again. What would Jacob's recovery truly bring? Would faith and healing intertwine to redefine their lives together? And as she locked eyes with the congregation, she felt an awakening. The questions lingered, imbued with holy anticipation. The days that followed were filled with a buzz of expectation. Sarah awoke each morning to a new layer of hope, but beneath the surface lay a quiet apprehension. Jacob's treatment was beginning soon, and yet, whispers of what could come lingered like a breath of wind through her windows. She leaned into the mornings, finding strength in her rituals, sipping coffee while journaling, her pen gliding over the pages like a bird learning to soar. "Lord, guide us," she murmured, her eyes resting on Jacob's blank page in the journal. "Help me to be a voice of hope, a beacon of faith." Every word written felt like a commitment, a promise to the unfolding miracle in their lives. At church, enveloped in the warmth of her community, Sarah noticed a newfound strength among them. Conversations danced along threads of expectation. "Have you heard the news?" someone whispered, eyes bright with excitement. "People are praying for Jacob everywhere." The whispers surged like waves, and Sarah's heart synchronized with the rhythm of their fervor. It was a collective heartbeat, drawing energy from their shared prayers, each one echoing in faith-filled reverence. That Sunday, the message from the pastor was particularly stirring. "Our words hold power," he proclaimed, his voice vibrant with spirit. "They can create worlds or tear them down." Each member of the congregation leaned in, nodding in agreement. It felt as if their souls were communicating on a level deeper than words. Sarah's spirit soared at this revelation. Yes, she thought. Our faith, woven through our shared words, was their lifeline. She stood to give her testimony, her heart racing with both courage and fear. "I believe God is doing something profound right now within us," she said, her voice rising above the gathering hum. "And through each of our voices combined, we will bring forth healing." As applause broke out, goosebumps pricked along her arms. She breathed deeply, drawing in the collective faith surrounding her. It felt so real, such power imbued in their unity. She could feel Jacob's presence there, a ghost of hope that surged from her heart to the souls gathered, carrying the weight of trust. "Let us speak life," she urged, her voice lifting like a prayer. "Let us speak healing and fervently believe in what is to come." That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue across everything it touched, Sarah found herself at home with Jacob. He was quiet, much quieter than she remembered. The reality of his situation settled on them like a heavy fog. "Sarah," he said, his voice barely above a whisper, "what if it doesn't work? What if I don't get better?" Her heart ached at the vulnerability in his words. She reached for his hand, holding it tightly, grounding herself in this moment. "Jacob," she said softly, "our faith isn't dependent on our circumstances. Even if the path ahead looks uncertain, we must hold on to hope together. God has a plan, and sometimes it means embracing the unknown." Jacob met her gaze, searching for reassurance. She could see the flicker of something in his eyes, a blend of fear and longing, just beneath the surface. Their shared silence wrapped around them, a cocoon of possibilities. Later that night, as she settled into bed, both exhaustion and anticipation mingled in her spirit. Sarah spent moments in prayer, leaning into the sacred connections made earlier. She prayed not only for Jacob's healing but also for strength, understanding, and the clarity needed to walk alongside him, even if the journey turned rocky. But then a gentle nudge of the Spirit sparked within her, lighting up thoughts unbidden. Would the journey test their faith in each other? Were they prepared for the possibility of something greater, or equally daunting, than healing? A lingering question pulsated with life. What if their love needed to be strengthened for the road ahead? As she closed her eyes, a prayerful whisper danced through her soul, a vibrant invitation to trust deeper and let their love rise in the face of uncertainty. And with a heart awake to possibility, Sarah knew something awaited them, just beyond the horizon. What would be revealed next? Morning light streamed gently through the window, illuminating the room where Sarah sat in reflective silence. The weight of uncertainty hung in the air like a mist, but within her heart, seeds of faith were beginning to sprout. She glanced at Jacob, still lost in the realm of sleep, his brow furrowed lightly as if even dreams could not escape the shadow that had gripped his spirit. "Lord, I lift Jacob to you," she whispered, feeling the warmth of the sun as it wrapped around her like a divine embrace. "In this battle, grant us courage, soften our hearts and strengthen our spirits." As she sipped her coffee, she wondered about the strength of their community, their faith intertwined with God's purpose. Could this moment be a chance for deeper connections? Would their collective hope carry them through the shadows? Later that day, they ventured to a nearby park, sunlight dancing on the surface of the pond. Children laughed in the distance, their joy a stark contrast to their conversations. Sarah held Jacob's hand, feeling the strength of her love pulsing through them. "You know," she said gently, breaking the silence, "the words we speak can shape our reality. If we speak life over you, we can transform this fight." Jacob looked at her, a flicker of hope igniting in his eyes. "You really believe that? Even now?" "Yes," she replied fervently. "It's the faith we declare that builds our foundation. We can't lose sight of that. God is with us, Jacob. Our testimony together can be a light even in darkness." She could see doubt wrestle within him, but the faintest smile began to break through. Encouraged, Sarah could feel warm energy bubbling inside of her, an assurance that their journey was about to take a turn. They joined hands and began to pray right there in that open park, unafraid of what others might think. Each word spoken lifted their spirits higher, like incense rising before heaven. "Lord, let your healing flow through Jacob. Let hope overflow within us," she prayed passionately, squeezing his hand tightly. As they prayed, a group of passers-by stopped, caught by the palpable presence of the moment. Sarah could feel people's eyes on them, but she was unfazed, her heart resolute. "Can we join in?" one woman asked hesitantly, her face brightening with yearning. "Of course," Sarah welcomed, her smile radiating. Jacob relaxed beside her, the power of community warming him. Others began to gather, encircling them, each one adding their voice to the sacred space that was growing with every prayer. "Let us voice our unity," shouted a voice from the crowd, inspiring the gathering. In that moment, Sarah understood. Together, they weren't just praying for Jacob. They were creating a powerful tapestry of faith, woven through shared hopes and fears. It was beautiful, like a garden blossoming under the tender care of a gardener's hand. As prayers became testimonies, Sarah felt the weight of Jacob's burdens lift, ever so slightly. The heaviness that once pressed down felt like vapor, dissipating into the summer air. She saw Jacob's smile widen, hope dawning in his eyes. "Sarah," he said, his voice stronger, "I want to believe, I want to live." "Yes, together we will," she affirmed, embracing him tightly. They stood in that sacred moment, hearts entwined, ready to face the uncertainties ahead. But as the sun began to set, casting long shadows that danced across their faces, a whisper lingered in Sarah's heart. Was this newfound hope a mere beginning? In the stillness of their embrace, she sensed an impending revelation, one that might hold a lesson far bigger than healing. What if their love was meant to go beyond the struggles they faced? With the horizon stretching out before them, Sarah's spirit fluttered with anticipation. What powerful truths awaited their discovery? Would it lead them to a deeper understanding of divine deliverance, or perhaps an unexpected challenge? And with the sunset painting the sky, she realized, the real journey was just beginning. As twilight embraced the park, the air shimmered with a mixture of laughter and prayer. The vibrant colors of the sunset mirrored the emotions swirling in Sarah's heart. Jacob stood beside her, engulfed in a newfound breath of hope. Yet beneath the surface, a soft tension whispered that their journey wasn't over. It was merely unfolding. "Do you feel that?" Jacob asked, his voice tinged with excitement. "It's like there's something more waiting." "Yes," Sarah replied, her eyes reflecting the fading light. "God is always working, even when we can't see it. There's a promise simmering just beyond our sight." The crowd around them began to disperse, each person carrying a piece of the prayers shared, united in spirit. As they made their way toward the park exit, she took a deep breath, letting the warmth of community fill her with gratitude. "Let's not forget today," she said, squeezing Jacob's hand. "This was important, people felt something." "That's it," he interrupted. Something stirred within them. "It wasn't just for me." "True," she smiled. "Our faith is collective. It connects and sends ripples of hope. It matters." With each step, they traversed the woven paths of their thoughts, reflecting on the power of their words. They discussed how faith could reshape their reality, as droplets of belief created waves of purpose. But the deeper layers of their experience lingered in the back of Sarah's mind, like a puzzle left incomplete. As they neared their home, the air felt charged, electric with anticipation. She turned to face Jacob. What if our journey is about more than just healing? What if there are truths we're meant to discover through this struggle? Jacob's brow furrowed, intrigued yet cautious. "You mean like different aspects of faith?" "Exactly. Maybe we're supposed to learn how words can build bridges or create divides. Perhaps our experience is about understanding the weight of every declaration we make, both in faith and doubt." Jacob pondered. "So it's possible we have to navigate both sides?" "Yes," she whispered, feeling the tug of destiny. "Our healing may also unveil how words can lead to divine deliverance or, sometimes, sacred betrayal. It's a delicate balance." Suddenly, a flicker caught her attention. Looking up, Sarah gasped, her breath hitching at the sight of a dazzling shooting star sweeping across the sky. "Look!" she exclaimed, pointing upward. "It's beautiful!" "What does it mean?" Jacob asked with awe, the light illuminating their faces. "Perhaps it's a sign, a reminder that every moment is significant. Our faith has the power to guide us as we navigate the unknown." Sarah felt an overwhelming urge to capture the moment, to hold on to the truth she could sense just beyond comprehension. As dusk settled into night, they entered their home, the warmth enveloping them like a loving embrace. But the questions lingered. What was the challenge hidden within their journey? Was it beyond their personal battles, reaching into a greater divine narrative? In her heart, she felt the weight of those uncharted waters. Yes, they had shared prayers and ignited hope. Yet, Sarah realized, they stood on the precipice of a deeper revelation yet to come. What awaited them in the coming days? Would their faith withstand the temptations of doubt? Or would they face a moment of truth that would challenge everything they believed? These questions floated like whispers in the night, beckoning them into the future. As dawn broke, a gentle golden light seeped through the kitchen window, painting the room with warmth and promise. Sarah stirred from sleep, feeling a palpable energy in the air, almost as though the sun itself was whispering secrets of the day ahead. She knew in her spirit that something was stirring, not just in her heart, but around her. Jacob was already up, moving about with a quiet intensity. "Morning," he called out, his voice rich with enthusiasm. "Can you feel it? Today feels different." Sarah nodded, her heart dancing with anticipation. It does, like the world is about to shift. As they shared breakfast, the conversation veered back to the shooting star and their hopes. What if it was more than just a beautiful moment? Jacob mused, leaning closer, his brow furrowing. What if it was a nudge toward our purpose? That's the question, isn't it? Sarah replied thoughtfully. It felt like a catalyst, an invitation to deepen our understanding. I can't shake the feeling that we're being called to confront something. With the morning slipping into midday, they decided to gather a small group of friends for a time of sharing and prayer. Maybe we can explore these truths together, Sarah suggested. It felt right, a holy calling echoing in her heart. Inviting their friends felt like casting a wide net, an attempt to gather all the whispers and ideas circling in her spirit. As the sunlight streamed into their living room, filling the space with a sacred glow, friends gathered, laughter mingling with a holy expectancy. Let's share our experiences, Sarah encouraged, her voice steady and warm. Let's uncover what God might be revealing. As they moved into the heart of the gathering, each person spoke, stories intertwining like a beautiful tapestry. A shared prayer echoed, infusing the room with hope and longing. Sarah observed how faith propelled their words, each person standing firm on their journey, while also seeking the underlying truths that linked them together. Suddenly, Jake, a usually quiet member of their group, spoke up, breaking the familiar rhythm of laughter. You know, I sometimes wonder if my words actually matter, if I'm just saying things to fill the silence. His voice trembled slightly, vulnerability surfacing like a bubbling stream. Or maybe they're meant to carry more weight than we realize, Jacob countered gently, reaching out to Jake, creating a bridge of understanding. The room shifted. An unspoken understanding took root in their hearts. Sarah felt a wave of divine energy course through her. What if each word, every declaration we make, is a brushstroke in God's masterpiece? How we choose our words could mean the difference between healing and harm. A murmur of agreement rippled through the room, hearts igniting with newfound clarity. Together, they began to explore this sacred concept, confronting doubts and celebrating victories. The energy pulsed within them, thickening the air with possibilities. As the discussion deepened, Sarah felt an unexpected weight settle upon her. An initial joy coursed through her, but it was accompanied by a sense of unease, as if a challenge was coming forth from the divine, one that would require courage to face. Could her faith endure this test? Would they be willing to confront the pain hidden within their words, the fear of unspoken doubt, or the betrayal of silent belief? The laughter and sharing continued, yet she could sense the seriousness stifling her excitement. In that moment, an unanswered prayer hung heavy, like a fragile balance between hope and trepidation. As the evening approached and the golden light began to fade again, their gathering shifted toward a nervous anticipation. The group prayed together, seeking clarity and divine strength. But as they closed in a circle, a stillness enveloped them, urging the moment into sacred vulnerability. What if we're on the edge of discovering something profound? Sarah's thoughts raced, heart racing furiously. Would they accept the challenge ahead and unlock the miraculous truths wrapped in their dialogue? Would they stand firm in faith, regardless of where that journey might lead them next. In that waiting silence, something began to stir within. The promise of revelation loomed just out of reach. Would they have the courage to embrace the unknown? Their hearts beat in rhythm with one voice, resonating with hope and uncertainty, each praying for the reveal of what God was about to set in motion. What awaited them on the horizon, cloaked in mystery and divine design? The air was thick with anticipation, each face illuminated by the fading light of day. Sarah felt the weight of the moment, as if they were on the brink of something sacred. As they closed their eyes and held hands, a hush fell over the room. The world outside faded, and the inner sanctuary of their gathering came alive with a distinct presence. "Lord, we seek your guidance," Jacob prayed softly, his voice steady. "Open our hearts to understand the power in our words." The group echoed his amen, voices wrapping the room in a collective warmth. As they remained there, a unity formed, binding them tightly together in faith. In that shared silence, Sarah could almost hear a heartbeat, a rhythm that pulsed with divine love and potential. A stirring began to rise in her chest, urging her to voice what lay heavy on her heart. "When we speak, we create," she started hesitantly. "What if our words are not just sounds, but the very breath of creation? Each one could either build up or tear down." Jake nodded, engaging in the raw honesty of the moment. "I felt that too," he said. "There's a beauty in knowing our words can shift the atmosphere. But what happens when they become mundane or worse, hurtful?" "Exactly," Sarah replied, encouraged by his response. "We hold such power. Just think about the impact of a single word. It can spark joy or inflict pain." Their conversation flowed, rich and deep, as each friend contributed their thoughts. Ideas bounced around the room like light, each one illuminating a different facet of the truth they were uncovering. As the discussion grew, Sarah noticed the shimmering light of the setting sun, casting elongated shadows on the walls. They moved not just through thoughts, but through the very essence of who they were, each revelation unveiling deeper layers of understanding. Then, in a moment charged with mystery, a sudden breeze swept through the open window, stirring the curtains and brushing softly against their skin. It felt otherworldly, a divine whisper reminding them of the presence around them. "Do you feel that?" Jacob said, his voice barely above a whisper. The energy wrapped around them, palpable and charged with significance. "It's like God's breath among us." Sarah's heart raced. What if this is a sign? A call to take our words beyond these walls, to speak life into places of despair. Absorbing her thoughts, the group began to share instances when words had shifted their own realities, or even their relationships. There were moments of vulnerability, stories of moments lost and found, expressions of fractured trust, and reignited hope. Each sharing sparked a fire in the hearts of those present, truths rendered alive by the courage to speak. As they transitioned to prayer, Sarah intertwined her fingers tightly with Jacob's, feeling strength course through her. "We're not alone in this. God is with us in every word we utter." But just then, a wave of doubt crested under the surface. Was she truly ready for the responsibilities that came with such powerful expression? Would her words lead to healing or to harm? "Let's pray for courage to speak the truth in love," Jacob said, his earnestness piercing through her thoughts, drawing her back to the moment. As they prayed earnestly, an unexpected revelation fell upon Sarah. The weight of her uncertainty shifted. The challenge wasn't solely in the words they spoke, but in the commitment to live them out, transforming thoughts into actions, belief into practice. "God, grant us the wisdom to know when to speak and when to listen," she offered, her voice breaking slightly with emotion. As their voices rose in harmony, the air around them thickened, feeling electric with the promise of something yet to be revealed. Another breath of awareness drifted through her spirit, teasing at the edge of imagination. What awaited them as they stepped forward in faith, opened their mouths, and let loose the power of their spoken truth? The mystery deepened. What divine opportunity lay ahead? Each heart beat with curiosity, ready to follow where faith led. In the days that followed, the energy of that prayer meeting lingered in the air like summer rain, nourishing the roots of Sarah's and Jacob's faith. They continued seeking opportunities to share their journey, expressing the profound truths uncovered that night. But with every step forward, doubt often tiptoed behind them, whispering uncertainties into their hearts. One afternoon, Jacob huddled over his homework, his brow furrowed with concentration. Sarah watched him, marveling at how far he'd come. Yet as her gaze lingered on him, a flicker of worry ignited within her. The question returned, taunting her like a shadow. What if the inevitable storm of doubt broke upon them unprepared? Determined to confront her fears, she picked up her journal and cast her mind back to the truths woven within the community's prayers. She began writing aloud, "Lord, you've shown us the power of our declarations. Help us align our words with your promises." Each sentence filled her with a renewed sense of purpose, and she felt a warmth enveloping her, transforming worry into strength. As days cascaded into weeks, the world outside continued as always while within their home. An unspoken tension began brewing. The expectations of Jacob's treatment loomed like storm clouds. With each new day came a reminder of uncertainty, a nagging thought wrapping around their hearts. Finally, the day marked for Jacob's treatment arrived, carrying a weight heavy with both fear and hope. At the hospital, bright lights flickered above them, but Sarah's heart was a storm, an internal battle of faith. They held hands tightly, faces drawn and solemn. Jacob looked at her, eyes searching for affirmation. "Do you think this will work, Mom?" he asked. The question pierced her like an arrow. She wanted to respond with unwavering conviction, but the vulnerability of doubt lay open between them. "I believe, Jacob," she said softly, squeezing his hand. "But sometimes, we have to trust even when we don't understand." As he entered the treatment room, Sarah felt a wave of anguish crash against her resolve. There, in the sterile halls, she sank onto a bench, closing her eyes against the wave of uncertainty, asking silently for the strength to speak life over Jacob once again. "Lord, give me words that heal," she whispered. "Help me to be bold, to trust in the power you've placed within us." In that moment of surrender, she heard the familiar whisper cradled in her heart, reminding her of the divine promise. Time moved like molasses, moments stretching as though the universe was conspiring against her. And then, joy erupted. The doctor came out with a bright smile and words that shone like a beacon. "Sarah, he's responding well. The early signs are promising," the doctor stated with a reassuring nod. Every breath she took resonated with gratitude. Jacob emerged moments later, energy flickering in his eyes, and Sarah enveloped him in a tight embrace. "You did it, sweetheart. We did it," she exclaimed, her heart racing with divine thanksgiving. Inexplicable joy filled the space, buoyed by hopeful conversations and prayer-filled promises shared over the following days. Jacob's laugh echoed through their home once again, a sound that had become a cherished melody. "What's next, Mom?" he asked one afternoon, anticipation brimming in his voice. Together they pondered the unfolding journey, each moment filled with conviction that their renewed faith was reshaping their lives. "I think we're called to share this journey with others," Sarah replied, enthusiasm coloring her tone. "Our story could ignite hope in someone else." Thus began their new chapter, teaching others about the power of words and faith, ultimately drawing the community closer. They opened their hearts, holding retreats, leading prayer circles, and sharing testimonials. Each stage served as a reminder of the beauty woven into their difficulties, and a testament to God's unending grace. Sarah learned that the challenges they faced were not just personal. They were divine opportunities to transform hearts, shining light in the darkest spaces. With Jacob by her side, faith flourished, and doubt became a fleeting memory. As they stood hand in hand at the last retreat of the season, the congregation brimming with warmth and unity, Sarah gazed at Jacob. "Do you feel it? This beautiful energy? We all walk together in faith." "Yes," Jacob replied, joy radiating from him. We're part of something bigger. In that sacred space, she understood it wasn't just about encountering healing. Their journey was about embracing every moment, discovering the profound connections that emerge when words declare life, build bridges and unify spirits. A hush fell over the room as Sarah took a deep breath, her voice steady and bold. Friends, our existence holds tremendous power through faith and words. Let's continue to speak life and shine the divine light of hope everywhere we go. Together we are unstoppable. Applause erupted amidst joyous cries, love enveloping them like a divine embrace. The realization dawned. The journey was never just a fight for Jacob's healing. It was a testament to the strength of community, where every word, every prayer, drew them deeper into God's perfect tapestry of love. Standing at the crossroads of faith and vulnerability, Sarah felt pure peace wash over her. The path ahead was still intertwined with uncertainties, but faith illuminated every step, an unwavering beacon lighting the way forward. And with joyful anticipation, she knew that the power of the spoken word could influence everything. It was the very essence of their experience, the sacred truth that transformed not only their lives, but echoed the desires of God's heart. The tapestry of their journey continued to unfold, and they were just getting started. In a moment that felt both ordinary and divine, she remembered the urgency that had originally sparked their faith. Now let's not forget, she encouraged, a light in her eyes. Our voices can carry this message beyond these walls. With those words, Sarah stepped confidently into their uncharted territory. Hearts open, ready to embrace every stranger, every friend, with the truth of God's miraculous deliverance weaving through their lives. Now, dear friends and beloved family, this is where we need your unwavering support. Subscribe immediately to the channel so you don't miss the next exclusive faith stories that will inspire you. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help spread this message of hope further than we can imagine. Please comment your reactions and testimonies about this incredible journey and what it means to you. And remember to share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to witness this manifestation of divine grace. Together, we thrive in the power of faith. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait even one more second to uplift those around you with love and light. God bless you all,